Good morning. Oh, that's a little too bright. Hold up. Let me sing for ya. Who's the man? Who's the man? Who's the man with the plan? That's me. That's me. I'm the man with the plan. Cause yo, I was at my locals yesterday and I crushed it. So we had a Trinity event, right? And only three of us showed up for it because it was early in the morning. And so I ended up winning that. And then we had a locals match. It was 3 rounds. Um, and I ended up winning that one too. And I was really happy. That was my day yesterday. All right, I was like, whoosh. Um, and so today's video is basically what did I use and what didn't I use. So, um, for my Trinity event, we're gonna talk about that because I remember more of that clearly. It wasn't a lot of matches I had to play. So, first game, well, it wasn't the first game. Uh, But the game I lost, right, was with Red Vegeta. So this was my Red Vegeta deck that we use, right? And I'm just gonna go over it real fast and talk about the two matches I used it with. So Red Gogeta, when I was making this deck, I wanted to lean more into the fusion. And so like my first couple of turns, my first two turns, I'm just chilling around doing nothing. Because when I awaken, my leader has double strike and gets plus 5k. So you have to figure either you out combo me or you have to negate my attack, right? And then we have for the Godly Auras. This is my searcher for any of my Vegeta BR cards. Then we have 3 Vegeta skillless. There's a reason for that. Then we have the 4 Goku Godly Auras. When we fuse these guys, we get to add up to 1 card from our life to our hand. So this helps us get down to our life faster because we awaken at 4 life. Then we have 3 of the Gokus. And now the combo I do is, depending on what I have in my drop, because we got the Vekus, right? So what I do is I fuse for a Veku, and depending on where I am, I'm gonna draw for this fusion anyway, because when I activate Union Skill, I draw a card. So basically I fuse for Veku using the skill list, and then I attack something that's annoying that's in active mode because he can attack cards in active mode. What's up? And then I place them in a drop and I pick these guys back up so I can basically switch out what cards I'm fusing for. Because I always want to fuse out my Gokus because I'm trying to lose life. But I'm trying to make sure my opponent can't kill me that fast. So we have 4 of those. And then we have Birth of a Super Warrior. When I initially made this deck, I initially didn't use the skillless cards or this. And I found it really difficult to have cards in the hand to fuse because I was always just drawing, hoping that I was gonna pull either a Goku or Vegeta. And with this card, I'm able to just get them, so I'm always able to get the fusion pieces out. And I have 3 of them. I thought I had 4, but I lied. I apparently lied to me. I only have 3. I thought I bought 4. So we have 3 of those, and this is basically like the important parts of the deck, right? We want to be able to get pieces, we want to be able to grab these guys back into our hand, and we want to be able to fuse. So most of the time, I'm always fusing, and I'm always drawing something. And then I have 4 of the Vegeta, tied for paybacks. They are also fusion, and the nice thing about the Vekus and the Gogetas is that I don't have to spend an energy to fuse them. I just fuse them, and I get to draw 1 card with this guy, and with this guy, I get to draw 2 cards. So if I fuse a Goku, if I fuse this Goku, I basically end up either +2 or +3. So I get 1 card from life to hand, and then I draw a card if I fuse Veku. So that's 2 cards. If I fuse this guy for this guy, I add a card from life to hand. I draw 1 card because of him, and then I draw 1 card because of him. My only issue with this guy is I don't like spending the 3 energy. And you can only do it if you have 4 or more energy, which is kind of, yeah. But like he allows you to play out your big fusions because your 8 drops are really important. So we have Fusion Onslaught. Which can literally just win you the game. if you're busy wiping out cards on your opponent's side of the field. And then he can also attack cards in active mode, and it's not a once per turn, as far as I know. So you just keep swinging at cards in attack mode, swinging at cards in attack mode, and he always raises back up, and he has double strike, so that's nice. And then there is the critical combination, where this is the one I normally use when I'm going to use the Gogeta Time for Payback, because he has dual attack and triple strike. So your opponent really has to go, how do I stop this? You know what I mean? And then our secret, I bypassed that. I didn't mean to, but I want to talk more about the package. Is, of course, Super Saiyan 4 Vegito, A Light in the Dark. You know why. It's probably the best red secret you're going to get. And I got it for a good price. So, really happy about that. So, these are like the main components of the deck. I want to do a different version where I use the EX Evolve and use Fusion Onslaught. But for right now, this is like these are the important parts of the deck. All right. And now for the little spicy section. So we have 2 defeating the demons, because why not? You know what I mean? I feel like you might as well just have him in your deck, honestly. He is useful. Always has been. Double strike, blocker, unique. It's fun. Then we have 3 Piccolos Juniors, Descendant of the King. And I actually made a misplay with this guy that cost me the game. Because my opponent activated a... it was blue. He activated a shield's token. So he activated, I would attack, he countered, and then he would play the token. And I forgot that I can actually KO the token because it hits the field. So I can KO it with my ability. And I totally misplayed that. And that lost me the game against Soul Striker Goku. But normally I just use him to get hand advantage. Because here's the thing, right? Like, I normally don't awaken with this guy until about turn 2 or 3. And when I awaken, I get to switch up to 2 of my energy to active mode. So it's really good because basically I pay on turn 2, if I can awaken, I pay 2, throw out Piccolo, I awaken, and then I stand back up 2 energy. Sometimes what I do is, like, I'll be on my awaken side, I'll pay 2 to get Piccolo, I'll draw, I'll fuse for Veku, drawing a card, attack with Veku, awaken, I'll attack with Veku, I'll use him to swing at something, place him in a drop, add 2 cards to my hand, awaken, switch 2 of my energy to active mode, then fuse something else with it, and then I have another 2 energy as well to do something. So I always feel like I'm never in a tough spot when I'm on my like turn 2 or turn 3. And then, you got to have your 4 copies of Explosive Dance. You know what I mean? You got to have it. All right. I don't care what no one says. You're always going to run them. They are your cards that stop things. And they are probably the best floodgate you've got. We do throw 2 of the Wolfang Fists in because we do have 4 Unisons. So this is basically a free card, pretty much. And there's nothing better than playing free counters. We also have Imposing Presence. Has saved me a turn or 2. All right. Definitely stopped some fun things. And then for our 4th unison, we have Baby, Juvenile Parasite. I was thinking about going up to 2, but I didn't want to have too many unisons. I wanted to make sure that I at least saw 1 unison in my games. Because, again, I do have a lot of things that work free because of unisons. And so, yeah, having them out would have been nice. We do have Yamcha, Merciless Barrage. And then we have our super combos, which is 2 Raditz, Saiyan Youths, and 2 Nail Warfares. I'm probably just going to go to Raditz, though. The reason I picked the Nails is because, again, if someone was running white, these guys don't require all my energy to be red like this one. So being locked out of super combos when you're playing against white is really painful. So having some super combos in your deck that say, hey, I don't worry about energy requirement is really nice. So yeah, that was my deck. And now for the Z deck, we have 1 Frieza Unrestricted Power. I didn't play that. We have the Crimson Garden Deity. This is the guy I play when I don't have any unions to run. Or any unisons to run, sorry. We have 2 SS Blue Vegetas. Nah, they're meh. I don't use them. And then we have three fierce foes. Three facing fierce foes. And the reason we have it is because again on turn 3, we can do our 2 energy, get him out, and then play one of our 8 drops on top of this guy, which is nice. I probably should have did more of this. I didn't do more of this though because I misjudged the time. And then we have one Mighty Blast. So yeah, that was the red deck that I used. Again, I lost both. I lost both. This was the deck I lost the most with, and my other 2 decks carried me. And I lost against Soul Striker because, um, again, I misplayed that Piccolo, so that didn't help me. And then I played Blue Trunks, and he got that 8 drop Vegito out, and I couldn't do anything. I just had to scoop after that. That was a scoop. Now let's talk about my winning decks, right? So first off, we're gonna do this a little differently. I brought Black Gogeta. All right. Now here's the thing. Playing more Black Gogeta, I've gotten better. I want to say at trying to judge when my kill turn wants to be. Like again, back like a few videos ago, if you watched me, I was like, turn 3, you got to be done. Now I ease the pedal. It's like driving a car. You know what I mean? I slow down when I have to, and then I speed up. And the reason being is because, again, well, the same trick with Red Gogeta, right? When I'm fusing, I'm trying to make sure that I'm getting the best draws I can. So I'm trying to just fuse every turn to just get stuff out. And it worked well for me. I was able to build up a really good card advantage. Um, and it really worked well for me this time because I wasn't all in most of the time. Some of the times I'd ease back, but mostly like I still run around. Let's see, I played Turtles at turn, and I went at like turn 4, and then I played Yellow Vegito, and I won at turn 3 as well. So what did I play with Turtles? Oh, this is Blue Vegito. So I played 2 green decks. I played 2. Yeah, it was like Super Saiyan Blue Vegito, that green one. Yeah, that's the one I played. Now, again, leader. Let me just hold it up for you. You can pause and look. He draws when he fuses though, and you send up to the top 5. Now, I'm gonna tell you something funny in a few. This time I'm gonna start with the super combos. I didn't do that whole swap like do half and half. I just basically went all in with the Vegetas. I just did it. All right, they're just too good. All right, because at least with this deck, I'm just trying to it's just too good. All right, I just have to do it. I don't have to do it, but I didn't really feel comfortable. Like I felt like this was the best way I was gonna run around to. Because again, these are just the best. These are the best super combos. Even with the Raditz, like I would run 4, but sometimes I'm trying to test out the super combos, and I didn't run into white. No one was running white, playing white, so that was nice. But even then, I didn't bother to tag out my super combos. I like them just the way they are in this deck. Now, our secret is Evil Saiyan, and I was talking with my friend when I was driving home yesterday, and I didn't realize that you can play this card from your hand or warp. Like my mind literally read, play this card from your hand, then choose up to 1. Right? I didn't know. So I was like, what do you mean? It just says play this card from your hand. He's like, you ain't read your card, did you? I was like, I thought I did, but sometimes my mind blanks and I miss a card. So I can't read. And then so that sucks. And then we have Florida Gogeta Flash. Listen, all right, this card is doing God's work, bro. All right, it does God's work. And no matter how much I try, you're always going to put 4 of these guys in the deck, all right? Like, these 4 are so essential to the deck. Because, again, here's the thing. Turn 2, I was playing against Turtles, right? And my opponent had, like, 6 battle cards on the field. Or, no, he had 5 battle cards on the field. So I play this guy, and then I didn't get too happy. I looked at the situation, and I paid my second energy, and I got rid of his three most important cards. Right? So now he has all these cards on the field, and he's just looking at it. And here's the thing, right? When you're playing against turtles, they flip cards in your life over. So thanks to him flipping cards in my life over, I got when he attacked my life, I was able to grab one of these guys. Greatly appreciate it. And this guy helped me turn the game around because again, 35 triple strike, really hard to combo out of, especially if you don't got the cards for it. And dropping my opponent down within kill range of a double strike, that just did wonders for me. Like my opponent had one more turn to stop me, and he couldn't stop me that turn. And then when it got to my turn, I came in for the kill. Now let's talk about the rest of the deck. So we have one Marvelous Might. Don't really need it. He's just there, but I don't really need him. But he's there for Union Fusion. I don't really need him though. Thwarting the Dark Empire. Again, this guy you do want. I sort of wish he was at 4, but beggars can't be choosers. Double Strike is nice. Card removal is nice. Fearless Fusions. Here's the thing. I never get to play these guys, but they are really good because they just get rid of something that's 4 or less with barrier. Now, I didn't have the chance to get rid of something, but having that, there's a lot of annoying cards with barrier that have 4 energy, and having these guys just get rid of them for me is great. And then we have 4 to 1 drops. Again, you need 4. You're just going to need 4 in your deck. All right. We have 4 striking of weak points, because of course we do. Why wouldn't you? We have 4 combo attacks, because again, of course you do. These are anything with Goku and Vegeta that has them both in it, you want to see a lot of them. And then we have 3 of the Assailant's Fury. I didn't get the chance to play this, but he was going to end the game for me if my other guy didn't. Then we have the Saiyan Encounters. Again, these guys are just to help me live longer. They are nice. They do their work, and I am very happy with them. Then we have 2 of the Strongest Prides. These guys help me get cards from my drop, or from my, No, I'm sorry. They get, oh my god. They get rid of a card, and then they help me move cards back from my warp into my drop so I can overwhelm. And then we have 2 of the Bardock Tenacious. Then we have 2 of the Bardocks, Destiny Changing Willpower. We have a Kotsukai, because why not? And then we have the Fighting Spirits. I didn't play these guys, but again, these are like my floodgates. They're there to stop my opponents from doing things. And then we have 2 of the Goku's True Fighting Spirit. I didn't end up playing these guys, but they're there to help get cards out of my opponent's hands when they want to counter. And then we have 2 Petrifications. So as you can see with this version of the deck, I ended up going for more of a defensive route, where if I had to go into a later turn, I can go into a later turn. All right, Petrification definitely stops some fun things from happening. You know what I mean? Oh, and I almost forgot. The rest of my stuff. I was like, where's the rest of this deck at? We have 2 Support of the Dark Empires. Again, these guys help me live, all right? And they did their job. We have 2 Super Kamehamehas. These guys were absolutely amazing, all right? Because my opponent tried to floodgate me. Nah, bruh. Put that back in your hand. Get that out my face, all right? I almost want to bump Super Kamehamehas up to 3. But having 2, I felt was really good because I did see them. And again, they were doing God's work. They stopped Heroic. They didn't stop Heroic Prospect. What they stopped for me? The Majin Buu. And then I believe that I played, let's see, because I played Turtles with this. And I played the Vegeta with this. Yeah. And they tried to like Majin Buu me and stuff. Super Kamehameha came in clutch. And then we went to 2, A Crack in Space Time. And again, this card did win me the game, so I'm not gonna lie to you. All right, we went for more of a annoying my opponent out because again, these cards I felt they interacted more with the opponent, especially the petrifications and the super Kamehamehas. And they did what I needed them to do. You know what I mean? I held on to my super Kamehamehas, and getting to like 3 life is real easy. All right, especially when your opponent's trying to beat you. So being able to just be like, no, you can't stop me, super Kamehameha, and have that get out the way, so they can't like interrupt you, is really good. And then again, we have coolers. We're trying to manipulate our drop, and yeah, I think I've seen a lot of cards in my hands. With this version of the deck, I was able to get into a good chunk of my deck and see a bunch of cards. If I had to change some cards, though, I'd probably add in a few more overrealms, because again, I don't really care for this guy. I truly don't care for this guy, because I feel like my best fusions are these guys and the Fearless Fusion. Other than that, though, I really in the Thwart in the Dark Empire. But if I had a choice, I'd probably get rid of Marvelous Might. Marvelous Might looks nice, but he's not all that good. I could think about getting rid of the True Fighting Spirit. It depends, though. You know what I mean? And yeah, we ended up. This deck actually ended up winning us both our Trinity matches. Oh wait, we gotta talk about our Z deck too. Our Z deck. Here's the thing, right? So I'm just gonna show you it, and I'm gonna tell you what we played. We got one Surmount the Impossible, one Pure Destroyer, 2 of the true cross-dimensional fighting spirits, 1 of the Sun Gohans, 1 of the Mighty Blasts, 2 Demigra's Wormhole, and 2 of the Energy Release. And honestly, I only ever played the Energy Release, alright? I never got the chance to play anything else because I just wasn't building up Z energy. I was holding on to a lot of cards in my hand, so I never really felt the urge to do that. And yeah, we ended up playing against 2 green decks, and yeah, we just ended up green wasn't able to stop us, really. They were able to almost kill us, but they weren't able to stop us, and we were able to just hold it down. And now for my favorite deck, right? Yeah, you what do you think it is? Leave a comment. Let me guessing what my third deck would be, right? So I showed you 2 Gajitas. What do you think my last one is? Yeah, I went Gamma. Here's the thing, right? I love Gamma, and Gamma's so much fun. Hold on, I just gotta see something real fast. Alright, Gamma's literally one of my favorite decks to play as. So with my Gamma deck, right, we ended up I won both my games with my Gamma deck. I forgot the first game I played with Gamma, to be honest with you. I know I'm trying to move some things around because I want to show you the version I use for the Trinity. I know the last game I played against Vegito Yellow, and they just couldn't stop me with it. What was it? Where did I play? Soul Striker, Turtles. I think it was a red deck. Kid Coup. I played against Kid Coup. I was like, what did I play against? Yes, I played against Kid Coup, and let's go into the deck first. So we played Gamma. We did blue green for our third deck. All right, and basically negates the energy exhaust of red ribbons, get you +4 in your hand when you awaken, and then I got the cool version. And then every turn you can just put 2 cards from your hand into your energy, but at the end of the turn you have to remove energy until you have 3 energy down. So real nice. You're normally playing at like 3 energy, and I had a great time. All right, because we got Kiku back. Kiku, I played Kiku like 3 times so far, and I will say I will take a crit. Here's the thing, right? I've learned that like I can take a critical hit. It's fine because I don't lose the game. If I don't lose the game, you know what I mean. I'll just take critical hits. So we play deck first. So how we built this? We have 1 Bionic Blitz, right? Start with a super combo. Reason we have Bionic Blitz helps my opponent remove a card from their hand. All right. Next up, Vegeta, Disciplined Warrior, one of those. And we have two Zenos. And the reason we have two Zenos is because these are more defensive super combos. These ones I sort of like switched up into, these are my attack ones and these are my defensive ones. So I'm always trying to, well, these two are my defensive. This is in the middle, but this one I'm always going to attack with. We have One Bad Omen, and I found out that I was using her ability wrong because she still comes in with energy exhaust because she doesn't have red ribbon, but that's fine. You know, small mistake. We were able to catch that immediately. And then we have 3 of the Android 19 Terror Creations. We have 3 of the Android 20 Military Terror Creations. We have 3 Measureless Strengths. We have 4 Power Unshackles. Here's the thing, right? I'm going to be honest with you. I do not use these Gohans. Alright, I know I should, but the way I play this deck is really aggressive, so I never really find myself like floodgating my opponent. I'm always either just, and that's my fault. You know what I mean? I should, but I always find myself being more aggressive. So when I want to play these guys, I'm just like, nah, I'm good. Because I don't, here's the thing, right? If my opponent gets too much energy, then I feel like I'm doing a sort of disservice to myself, because the more energy my opponent gets, eventually they're going to be able to play more stuff than me. So I need to either be on their hand, I need to make sure that I'm either reducing their hand or defending their attacks where they're paying more to try to kill me faster. So, yeah, I find myself not really using these guys. I don't know if I still will, because again, the floodgates don't really bother me. I have different ways to do different things. And so yeah, I'm not sure about those guys yet. We have 4 of the Military Terror Creations. Again, we always want to draw, helps us out. Then we have the Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 Military Terror Creations. This guy is amazing because on play, he's an activate battle, but he makes your opponent discard, and you can place one of your energy into the drop, and you give your leader plus 5k for the turn. So this combined with a Sensu Bean makes your leader 25. So your opponent has a swing 2. If your opponent swings into you, they have to out combo you in order to even touch you. So that's always very nice. Then we have 4 of the Military Terror Creations, because of course we do. These guys are great. Love them, hate them, love them more. And then we have the Military Terror Creation. So that's 3. And then we have 4 of these guys are Cell Terror Creations. These guys are godsend, all right, because I love their activate battle. It's like a free super combo. Like if you see these in my drop, I'm a super combo this sometime soon. All right, I'm not sure when. And the reason I say super combo is because they have a 10k, and their activate battle is I can use this card in the combo for my energy. So it's just a free, and it's just free. Puts me over 1,000. I'm always going to be good. What is up? Please don't step on my laptop, bro. You're fat. And then we have 4 of the Ultimate Bio Androids. And the reason I put 4 of them in is because I don't like the other cells that came with it. Like the big cell. I didn't really care for that. And honestly, having a board wipe and making your opponent have to discard a card in order to counter is really nice. It's really nice, all right? Because I'm just like, all right, you can counter me. I don't care. But you need to pay another card on top of that. So this card sort of keeps the pressure on my opponent. Yeah, they'll +2, but when he hits the field, he's a dual attack double strike. So, I mean, come on. We got 2 double strikes just sitting there. Even when my opponent dormants me, I'm still just like, and I've got a double strike. I'm still going to swing with this guy, over my leader, because either I'm going to add 2 cards to your hand, or you're going to spend another card to try and stop me. Now, for our secret, we put Hatch in case I need to buy a turn. All right, I do see Hatch a lot, and he definitely helps. We went for 2 Clash. I'm still not sure if I want 3, but 2 Clash have been working well for me. All right, we do 3 Dimension Magics, 2 Absolute Release Balls. Now, here's the thing. Absolute Release Ball, again, been doing the same thing, all right? Um, Interfering with my opponent and stopping them from doing things. I gotta love it. And then 2 senzu beans. So we played against Kid Ku. We won at turn 3 or turn 4 because, again, we see ourselves and we just wipe the board. And then because Kid Ku makes a really big board, but he has to be able to swing. And what I try to do is, if I remember this right, I could be wrong. What my opponent did was he was attacking me, and then he would play some more cards, and then he would attack me again. So I would sort of because I try to lead my opponent into guessing whether this is his kill turn or not. All right, because sometimes I don't have the cards to stop it, and then sometimes I have hatch. So like I'll let my opponent, look at me and try to kill me that turn, and then I'll hatch it. And now here's the thing, right? My opponent is sitting here looking at me because they sort of emptied out. They've got 4 cards in hand. I just hatch. I have 7 cards in hand, and I have ways to kill things in your deck. And I have ways to wipe out your field. You see what I mean? So I love Hatch because he sort of he puts the opponent into this faint sense of like, oh, I'm going to be able to I'm going to kill this guy. And it's like, nope, no, you're not. You're not going to kill me this turn. You're going to try, though. You're going to try. And then we have our Stronger Together card, which is amazing. The reason I have Stronger Together, right? And I realized I messed this up earlier. Sorry about that, Mike. I don't have 40s. I'm actually gonna go to 40s. But the reason I have this guy, right, is because we have this guy. So with our leader, we can pop this guy and give this guy plus 10k and triple strike. So not only do we lower our opponent's cards from not only do we neg our opponent's hand, but we also get a really powerful swing. It's really monstrous. So that's why this guy's there. Just got to remember, it's not for leader, it's for the Gammas. Next, we have Cell. I ended up not playing this guy because, again, I like the 8-drop. Most people just don't have a way of, like, they look at an 8-drop and go, oh, you're not going to use that Cell? Like, no, I'm just going to wipe your board out and force you to counter. And then we have one Android 18. Of course, we have the Dabura to get rid of barrier stuff. We have Frieza, Final Battle Wish. It was actually a toss-up between this one and the Krillin Conflicting Wish. But the reason I picked Frieza, thanks to some input from my friend, is because this one stands up in energy. And standing up in energy, really nice. Now we have the Agent of Destruction, Bojack. The reason we have him out is to really just get rid of Unisons, all right? He's not really there to do anything. I expect him to die as soon as he hits the field, honestly. But it's still, like, unless he gets sent to, like, the warp or something, like, if he doesn't get counterplayed and he hits the field, I'm deleting my opponent's Unisons because most of the time they only have 2 markers or whatnot. So I'm never too worried about that. Next up, we have SSB Vegito, Godly Spirit. I don't play this guy, but he is there for a reason. Yeah, he's there for some reason. Build up numbers. Of course, we have Android 21 in the Name of Hunger. She's there to get rid of annoying cards and take their keywords. And then we have 2 Bocams. And we always play Bocam. So, like, in priority order, I'm probably playing something like these 3. I've definitely seen this more. These are less, because, again, I played Kid Ku. Kid Ku doesn't use Unisons, so I never got the chance to delete a Unison. And then I played Yellow Vegeta, and that it was a misplay on my part with the triple attack and stuff, but no buts. It was a misplay. So yeah, that did suck, but we did end up winning though, because Yellow just couldn't. Thanks to us being able to discard cards and stuff, we were able to just keep my opponent's hand size small because my opponent had a big hand and they had like 12 cards in hand. And when I go on hit the field, they had to go down to 10. And then they had to combo out of my attacks. And by the time they had cards in their hand, because I went for a kill attack, but I still had like 5 cards in my hand. And they only had, by the time they got done, they didn't have a hand. So that was nice. Um and then Gamma is actually, and then after the Trinity tournament, um, we did a locals tournament. What was it? 8, 2, 4, 6. Yeah, we did. No, we did 7-man. 3 rounds. Won my first round, and then we did the second round. I played against Chi Chi. Listen, all right. So, um, here's the thing with Chi Chi, right? And I feel like Chi Chi is really tough. Like even it took me 4 turns before I could awaken because I didn't see a green multicolor energy. So I was just like, oh, I don't have the energy to do what I want to do. And that was an absolute pain. All right. So I was just, it took me like 3 or 4 turns before I finally saw multicolor energy that I could play. All right. Yes, I was able to, I was able to, what's the word I'm looking for here? I was able to eventually awaken, but that was a very long time because it took me forever to get out Bocam. So I was very sad about that. We did end up winning though. Again, thanks to Hatch. My opponent played a bunch of cards. They were down to life. They tried to kill me, and then I hatch, and then they're just sitting there going, "Oh, what do I do next?" And then I'm like, "I don't know, but I have another cell because I run 4 of them." So wipe your board and swing for a double strike, and if you can't block it, it's game. So I ended up winning that one, and then in my and actually for that game, I actually changed my deck up. I took out one of you, and I believe I took out one of you, and I went down. There was another card I took out. I forgot. I think I went down one more of you because for this one I actually had my side deck ready, right? So I had 2 Deborahs and I had a Scientist Fu, and I did get to use the Deborah, so that was nice. And then for my side deck, I have 2 of the Ravagers, which I really don't need. I have 2 more Sensu Beans, which I really don't need. I have 2 of these guys because they were there to get rid of Unisons, but I really don't need those either. I have 1 Kotsukai and 2 Wizards Demigra. And I'm going to have to rework this side deck, but luckily I had my side deck on me. So when I came into that green matchup, I saw my Deborahs. I had my Overwhelm ready. So we were able to just win the game like that. And then my second game was against Warp Cheetah. And my opponent made a colossal mistake. And he didn't, he went first and he just charged and didn't do anything. And I was like, oh, capitalization. I capitalized on that. All right. My opponent made a misplay and he forgot to do his thing. So he didn't end up awakening until turn 3. And by that point, it was too late. He couldn't stop me because I was just so far ahead. We did end up playing again. We did end up playing a second time. And here's the thing, right? I ended up losing that second game, but that one was much closer. That was like a true like 40-minute game. Like the next, like my opponent made that mistake and he wasn't able to like because he started so far behind. He ended up not making more mistakes, but he just couldn't find a way to win because he's a really good player. All right, he's an amazing player, and making that mistake, I was just like, dude, because here's the thing, right? Again, people look at me, I'm not normally there at the locals because I'm always working. So they look at me like a fresh piece of meat, like I'm just about to be an easy win. And, you underestimate your opponent, and I came in swinging. I took advantage of what he did to me, and, well, I took advantage of what he didn't do, and I was just able to pull out the win. So I ended up winning that locals event, and I ended up winning my, even though I made a misplay, I still managed to just be like, all right, we just got to play around it. And I didn't let it affect me too much. And I could tell playing my opponent that his misplay was on his mind the entire match because he could have I'm not sure what his hand was like, so I'm not gonna speculate on what he could have done. But just like the feeling, like when you're playing against someone and you're just like, oh, their mind isn't really in it because they're still thinking about this one thing that they messed up on. You know what I mean? That's what it felt like. I could be wrong though. You know what I mean? I am humble enough to recognize that. But into Warp Jita, I basically did this. Um, and again, with the 4 cells, he would have 6 cards on the field, and then I would just warp. I'm sorry. I would just bottom deck everything, and then he would have to do it all over again. And then so it's like I was in it. I was definitely in it to win it. And I ended up winning my locals because of that. So that was fun. Excuse me. And yeah, that went really well, by the way. You know what I mean? I feel like I played the best games I could have with what I had in my hand. You know what I mean? Even with my misplays, because I didn't, for some reason, like I'll read something multiple times and I might miss a word or two, and that's very annoying. So I try to stay on point with that, but luckily I've got a bunch of good players around me who are able to help me and be like, "Oh, dude, you're missing that word," and I'm like, "Drats, you're right." It's real annoying. But yeah, um, it was good. It was a very good day for me. All right, I was the man that day, and I plan on being the man for the next couple of days because I ain't letting no one live down Sunday. And normally we have a lot of people who show up to our locals normally because normally it's like 8 to 10. But it was a Bills game, and so a lot of people over there shut like, "You lucky I'm not there," and I'm like, "Yo, you right," because luck is a part of it. Depending on who you run into. All right, I feel like we forget that if you run into the right person, you can get that win in sometimes. All right, I'm not gonna say they wrong, but the fact is that they wasn't, and I was there, so I won. All right, have a better attendance record, yo. Um, and yeah, I think that's all I got to say, really. I think though, if there's one thing I do want to go over with my decks, I'm definitely gonna have to change my side deck around. Because I need more of a. I definitely need to. In the second game we played against Warp Cheetah, because we ran it back. Like I still won a tournament. I won the important one, but we played it again, and I will say being unable to awaken as well also hurts me because they were playing the Green Broly and they play 3 of them, right? So what I should have did right was if I know my opponent's playing the 3 Brolys, I should just combo with 2 cards at the beginning of the turn, right? I should have comboed with 2 because even if my opponent has 2 Brolys, he's still dropping 2 cards. All right, I don't even think he can drop 2 actually because I think they are limit 1. I could be wrong though. I don't have the card in front of me right now. It's somewhere around here. I could be wrong though, but even if my opponent drops 2 cards from hands, they still got to drop 2 cards from hand. And then they're like, because the way we played it was the second time he didn't attack me. So he would just try to negate my attacks and stuff, which is perfectly fine. But because it did stop me from doing things, and it didn't. But on the other side of the field, though, my energy exhaust was on point. And yeah, I think because again, as long as you're in your first form, you do negate your energy exhaust. I'm actually considering taking out the Bad Omen because as much as I like her, maybe I might side her in. I don't think she was really helpful in that match. And yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all we got. So yeah. Yeah, I think that's it. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. I get to say it because I was there. Yeah, I don't really got no sayings. I'm thinking about going to Nats in December, so And I'm probably going to bring Gamma along. So I'm definitely going to be doing some more playing, especially because hours at my second job are slowing down. So I want to go get some more game times in and some more fun stuff and work on Gamma some more because I really think that I think we good. I think we good. I felt really good playing Gamma into everything, and that's probably because I've been playing Gamma for months. Like I know I haven't, but like I know like it. You know what I love about this game is that you really got to put in the effort for a deck to be good. All right, because even with some of like the medium decks, I just don't think you found the right combination yet. You know, these decks take months. They take months of perfection, and again, knowing what you're playing into, you know what I mean, also definitely helps. So yeah, I think that's all I got for this one. Yeah, look forward to my next video because I got another box. Whoosh! So I'm definitely going to be opening that thing up. But yeah, I will catch you all later. Believe me, you can all say congratulations down in the comments below. Greatly appreciate it. And I will catch you all later. Peace.